Welcome to another episode of Jaeger Tracks, and on this one we're going to talk about working through some common tracking challenges. Oftentimes tracks are easy, sometimes they're hard, and sometimes they're artificially hard because some of these challenges can kind of stack up on each other.
Ready to go find
So what are some of these common challenges we'll discuss? We'll look at the human need to see sign. Trust the dog. Remember, they're smelling the scent, they're not looking for anything. We'll talk about bumped deer and going from lots of sign to having very little.
We're on, blood.
We'll talk about grid searches and scent contamination around hit scenes where hunters have already walked and looked.
Let's see, we got
We'll look at creek crossings, which present physical barriers and may force you to break away from the line or re-find it. And then we'll just talk about exhaustion. Good teams get tired too. The dog, the human, mentally, physically, and things can add up. In this case, we've been in Alabama for days, doing multiple tracks a day, a lot of wild goose chases, a lot of confirmation of live deer. You start to doubt the dog, you start to doubt yourself, you're tired, you're beat up, all of that adds up.
Jaeger's kind of beat up from a few days of trying to film and track, and Jaeger, stay. Yeah, so Jaeger's a Teckle, a German working wire dog. This is what he does. This is what they're bred for. So, and yeah, he's got a set. So we do track on lead. So just mind the lead as we're walking. Don't step on it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go look for a deer. Come on.
Now that the meet and greet is over and we've had some good laughs, let's get into the track details. So this shot was taken around 7 that morning, roughly 9 hours prior, with a rifle. And it was described that the buck ran a short distance and stood there on the wood edge. Now the hunters waited roughly 2 hours to get down and look for it, at which time they entered the woods and they jumped it and another shot was fired. Now they thought it entered the water, and that's kind of when they backed out. Weather is 60s and cool, relatively dry. So this should be a relatively straightforward track, barring the buck not being dead yet at the 9-hour mark, or barring any private property boundary problems, but we don't expect any here. So let's get into the track.
Yeah.
He was standing right there to the left of it looking at me.
So he only went from right there to right there? Yeah. Oh. But then y'all jumped him.
Yeah, we jumped him out here by the creek, which isn't, it's not as far as Chad saying it is. It's not 50, 60 yards.
Okay. So first hit was round in here.
And there's blood. He's actually probably right there somewhere. There it is, right there at his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see it. And he was standing back in here. All right, Jaeger, where does deer go? Blood there. Let me see where he's going. Jaeger, come here. Come on. Are you just that whipped? Are you just that tired? Jaeger. So, whoa. What I want to see is him working his nose. Okay.
Well, I'll take some time here to start talking about some of the human factors in my head, because some of those mistakes are already stacking up. So I know Jaeger's tired, I'm tired. I've had to call off numerous tracks of even later confirmed live deer. And I'm worried he's confused. This is a gut shot. It should be really easy for him to smell. And he's kind of, moving around, not holding a line. Now, I also know that Jaeger has a tendency, and this is a few years ago that this footage was filmed, but he's got a tendency on really easy to smell tracks. It's like he marks one and looks for another deer. And something like a gut shot, it's like, oh yeah, the dead one's over that way, but I'm going to go see if I can go find another deer over this way. and he kind of keeps tabs on multiple deer at the same time. So what I'm trying to do here is keep him focused, because I know we're in the grid search zone. I know there's been 2 humans here. I know there's been multiple deer here just by the tracks. I want to get to their point of loss and also limit his exertion level. But ultimately, I'm probably faster off just letting him do his job, and I'm not letting him do it.
You're starting to pull good. And see how he's... Jaeger, come here.
Well, Chad was standing right there when we jumped him, and the deer was right out there. And it's pretty good. The creek's just right.
Jaeger, here. And the material with the gut matter was where?
Right here somewhere. I'm pretty sure Chad marked it.
I feel like we're really throwing Jaeger off right now. Come here. Jaeger, come here. Gonna reset, come on. Yeah, I want to go back up to... And how much walking around did y'all do in here?
Not a whole lot, but we blood trailed him. As soon as he jumped, we turned around and got out. And we never went really much.
Come on. I'll let Jaeger do his thing here. The wind's blowing this way. Yeah, Jaeger's pulling now. So that was the gut matter back there? Yeah, okay, I want to see it. Jaeger's been working from the upwind side. He'll often do that, he'll shadow something, but...
Well, maybe this ain't the gut matter. Maybe it's the background. All right, this is... Chad marked this for some reason. I think this must have been where Chad was at when he jumped him. But we seen the deer. He wasn't 30 yards right there and crossed the creek right there. And the last place Chad saw him was right out through there. So.
All right, Jaeger. Come here, tell us where he went. Tell me where he went. Tell me where he went. Good boy. Now he's acting. Well, now he's acting tracky at least. Come on. Tell me where he went. Thought we had more sign to go off, but I haven't seen a single. Where'd he go?
Let's talk about one of challenges now from the intro, which is a physical barrier like this creek. So Jaeger's taken me to this creek twice. You know, we've milled around, I've been trying to look for sign I ultimately didn't need to see, but he's brought me to this creek bank twice. He's clearly looking to get across this creek bank. And even though I'm letting him go up and down the bank, what I'm doing here is I'd like to find where the exact entry point is that this deer took, but it's not necessary. But the reality is this deer could have entered the water, died, floated away. He could have entered the water, crossed straight across. He could have entered the water and gone down 50 yards and got out somewhere else. It's better if I can identify the exact point of entry, but at this point, it's not necessary. So what we're doing here now is I'm kind of looking up and down. Jaeger, now he's going to turn himself around and bring us back towards the other crossing, and we're just looking for a place to cross.
Well, I can see prints here, but there's no sign of blood or, I mean, big prints and big prints and big prints. And you're sure you hit him once or twice?
I know I hit him twice. I had to. The first time he kicked me back there, and then that blood right there.
And the only blood I've seen was right there at the hit site.
Yeah, but we overlooked that matter.
Okay. All right, Jaeger, where are we going to get across this thing? Is that a crossable spot up there, Jameson? That it's not much at all. Now, granted, if he's running, but come on, Jaeger, we're gonna find where he went. Find where he went. It's the littlest bit on a twig. All right, so we're getting to the creek. He's gone a couple times to the creek. Y'all heard him run across the creek?
Yes.
I mean, that's all we got.
I don't know if I can get that on camera. I'll try.
We walked by a little bit.
Hold it real still because it's
Ain't that much. And he's saying, though, you see anywhere even remotely shallow? Come here. One of y'all stay over here. I can tell by that branch where the crossing was. See if I can tell where he came out. But should have been right in here that he came out. And that's where Jaeger's going. Hang on, bud. Okay. I don't, but that's okay. Jaeger, come here. We'll figure out where he crossed. We'll wait on Jameson to come over. Where he crossed over there. And then I see some skidding prints here. No blood, but he would have stopped bleeding. Oh, here we go. We got matter. Jaeger, here. Here we go, Jaeger. Here. We got matter on the plant here. Jaeger, here. Getting confused where he crossed, but see there? Jameson, come here. See, we got stomach contents there. So he's crossing again. You can see the skid where he skidded here. All right, Jaeger. We're gonna get wet again. Come on. Come here, Jaeger. Saying nope. All right, I'll come get you. I'll come get you, pal. His leash may be stuck, actually. You want to film us crossing? There he goes. All right, Jaeger. Okay, now he's lively. Oh. We'll wait on Jameson. We'll wait on you to cross. It's just confusing Jaeger stopping him. Yeah, and if you put them on the outside of your pants, it helps. Jaeger, here. All right, you like that way? He likes this way.
At this point, now that we're on clean line, I really can't wait anymore for camperman, for the hunter. I just want to go get this deer found, so I just move on. And this is a good time to point out, you know, Jaeger hasn't barked a single time in this entire track. And he won't bark when he knows they're dead, whether that's from experience or instinct. He knows the scent of lethal wounds versus non-lethal muscle wounds. And he's silent when he knows we'll find it. He'll bark on tracks where he knows his muscle, and he knows we'll have to give chase or hunt that animal in order to catch up to it.
There's one tired dog. There he goes. Yeah. See your buck? I see your buck. And he's, go get him, Jaeger. Go get him. Get your buck, Jaeger. Good boy. Good boy, Jaeger. Good boy.
All right.
Good dog, Jaeger.
Let's look at him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, buddy. No,
That was a good second shot. A little bit.
no, that's the first shot.
That was the first shot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I may not have hit him second shot. Good job, buddy. You did good. Yes, you did.
Good boy, Jaeger.
Yes, you did.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you much. I appreciate you guys. Couldn't have done it without Mr. Jaeger there. Huh, buddy?
Whew.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. I was expecting him to get really excited. Like,
I think
Chad's dogs used to just.
He usually does. I think he's that tired. And he is usually quiet when he thinks it's a dead deer.
Really?
Yeah. He'll bark when he thinks they're alive.
Now, boy, give my money. Give my money. Huh? He knew when he was headed that way, and he took that turn, and Jaeger. Jaeger?
Good boy, Jaeger.
Good job, buddy.
Getting up the hill right there, I can drive right through him.
That's a 7 points.
Huh?
That's 7 points.
Well, you
Jaeger.
can count. You go to Brad.
Get him.
1,
You go to Brad.
8,
Yeah, I put
4,
over with that.
5, 6, 7,
Lay it in the water.
1,
Yeah.
Good job.
Jaeger found where he crossed the creek. There was just a little bit of matter on some grass.
Oh, look, take on across that creek. We kept wondering what y'all were doing.
We were maybe looking for
Trying to
somewhere we
find a
wouldn't get
place.
so wet.
Awesome.
Good boy, Jaeger.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations
Well,
again,
thank
man.
you again. I owe you so much. I sure do appreciate that. I don't think we'd have found him without him.
No.
You know, he took that
Probably.
turn. Where were we? Right there? And come-
Yeah.
Now that the track is over, let's really analyze this one in the Onyx overview and kind of touch on some of those points from the intro. So it was roughly, a 9-hour-old track. The deer was located at a straight line distance, only about 300 yards from where it was shot. It was bumped once in between. There were some hunters on scene. We had to cross creeks. We're tired. I'm overanalyzing all of this. But the bottom line is, it took about 20 minutes. It probably could have been done in 5 if some of these distractions and some of these complications weren't in there. So let's dive in and really take a close look at that. This track is really a kind of a tale of two halves. You have zone 1, what I call the contamination zone, and that's physical and mental. And then you have zone 2, which is kind of now the clean zone. So up in that zone 1, you see a lot of lines all over the place, doubling back, questioning myself, resetting. But ultimately, that was a lot of extra problem solving that wasn't really necessary. But it's also a good example of what can happen in an area that humans have already tracked through, walked through. You're told things, they see things, you're expecting things in your head. Whereas if you know that dog is on clean line where nobody's been, you just trust the dog easier. You just make cleaner decisions. You don't second guess everything. So you can see a reset attempt, and we walked around where there was pre-marked sign that was pre-marked. Why didn't he go there? I don't know. But he took me to the same creek crossing multiple times saying, hey, let's go there. Now this may seem like a lot of lines, and it is, and in the true spirit of overanalysis, let's really break it down, because I think there's a lot of lessons here. Now remember, our path is the turquoise path, kind of zigzags this way, squiggly, and then we hit zone 1 to zone 2 and it got cleaner. The path I think the deer took is the red dotted line that goes from the top of the screen towards the bottom. If you start following that red line down, you'll see the first reset attempt where I'm pretty sure I pulled Jaeger off the actual line. Well, on the walking back to reset him, he's like, nope, it's the other way. So he actually turned, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trust you now. And he led us right to the creek. Boom. And then the hunter says, oh, I got sign back here. I bring Jaeger back. He brings it back to the creek. All of that was ultimately not necessary. Jaeger knew where this deer went. And a lot of looking around, a lot of imparted distractions, ultimately just to make me feel better. So I was really the weak link here. Jaeger's got numerous tracks documented, over 24 hours old, mile away, after rain, no sign at all. And you can say, well, how is it so easy to trust him then and not now? And the answer is my head, my expectations. I don't expect to see sign when we're on a track after rain with no sign. I can only read the dog. Here I'm trying to listen to the hunter, I'm trying to listen to my own head, I'm my own thoughts, I'm doubting what's happened, and all those kind of, again, this challenge is piling up of expecting to see things, physical barrier, all of these things, tired dog, they're all adding up. Ultimately, though, once we got across that creek, now it is easier for me to trust him, and you see, he took us right to it. So ultimately, again, these challenges, I wanted to showcase this. This should have been a much easier track than it was, and it's my fault that I was the weak link and really held us back. Luckily, Jaeger's a very determined, very smart, knowledgeable dog, and it's a good example of, even though I've been tracking for years at this point, it can still be hard to trust them. Just trust the dog. He'll solve the problems for you. As we look closer at shot placement, it was a little back, behind the vitals. Good chance with a rifle that shot will do damage to the diaphragm. It is fatal, but could take a little time.
It had to be your first shot.
Had to have been the first shot made contact. Second,
Had blood up there.
yeah, second shot missed.
Can that big thing swim?
Yeah, he swam a little bit across that creek.
He's
Get that.
real.
I think I got that.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he couldn't get nothing until we watched the video. Pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for watching, and we hope this was educational. You can track us down on social media at Jaeger Tracks. Please like, subscribe, comment below. It really helps the channel. Always happy to answer any questions. And stay tuned for upcoming tracking adventures.